In this video, we will be looking at the support section of the AWS website. So let's get started. We will start off by exploring the AWS Support homepage and drill down into some of the key subsections. We will then explore the AWS Support Center and Trusted Advisor, both via the AWS Management Console. Next, we will explore the AWS Discussion Forums and conclude by looking at the AWS Service Health dashboard. Let's start from the AWS homepage located at aws.amazon.com. The support section of the website is located under the More drop-down list. The support section of the AWS website is divided into a number of sections, including customer and partner testimonials, Trusted Advisor, event management, pricing, features, frequently asked questions, and news. Let's take a closer look at some of the most useful subsections for architects. AWS Support is available in a number of different tiers, each with a different SLA and support features. At one end of the spectrum, we have basic support that all AWS customers benefit from at no additional cost. At the other end of the scale, we have enterprise support, which provides the greatest level of support, features, the greatest level of SLA, and access to dedicated AWS support personnel. If we are running AWS in production or production activities could be impacted by a lack of timely support, then developer level support should be a minimum level that we sign up to, with business level support being a common choice. Basic level support is included as part of our monthly AWS resource costs, but developer, business, and enterprise come at additional cost. Developer level support costs are the easiest to understand, as it's fixed at $49 per month, irrespective of the size of our AWS resources bill. Next, we have business level support. The cost is the greater of $100 and a variable percentage of our banded AWS resource costs. Finally, we have enterprise support, where the cost is the greater value of either $15,000 and a variable percentage of our banded AWS resource costs, albeit at significantly higher and wider bands than that of business support. One thing to note when prepaying for reserve capacity is that there will be an accompanying upfront support cost too. Refer to the Purchasing Support for Reserved Instances section of the pricing page for full details. AWS Trusted Advisor is kind of like an AWS expert that reviews our environment and provides recommendations for improvements. Recommendations are grouped together into one of four categories of cost optimization, performance, security, and fault tolerance. The number of areas covered in each category is dependent upon the current support level we've subscribed to, with only 4 checks being performed for basic and developer level support and over 40 checks for business and enterprise level. The Trusted Advisor dashboard is available via the AWS Management Console. Each section allows us to drill down into the source of the alert or warning notification. Continuing on in the AWS Management Console, we can view our support case dashboard, create new support cases, and review our case history. Support is little different from any other AWS web service, in that we can interact with it via either the Management Console or API if we choose to do so. This would, for example, allow us to integrate AWS support with an existing portal if we so choose to. Moving back to the AWS Support homepage, let's explore the documentation section of the website. AWS provides a user guide for AWS support, an API reference guide, documentation for Trusted Advisor, and the AWS Support Knowledge Center. The next section of the support website we will look at is the Events Management section. Events Management is a specialized architectural and operational planning service that AWS Support assists customers with. When failure is not an option or an event carries significant risk, then the Event Management service can help us manage that risk. The Knowledge Center contains highlights of the most useful frequently asked questions from each of the AWS web services. This is a useful reference for new customers to the AWS platform, but more experienced users may find it more efficient to go directly to the service in question. In addition to AWS Service Frequently Asked Question highlights, the Support Center also contains an FAQ page for the AWS Support Service itself. One of the most valuable sections of the AWS Support website, especially for customers with basic or developer level support, is the AWS Discussion Forum. The AWS Support Forums are grouped by AWS service and provide questions and, more importantly, verified responses from experienced technical support engineers. While discussion forums on third-party websites can be a useful source of information, we should consult official AWS channels first for trusted, reliable responses. And finally, we have the AWS Service Health Dashboard. This provides an up-to-date summary for each AWS service in each region, along with service RSS feeds. If we experience elevated service errors or latencies, then we should check the service dashboard to determine the extent of the problem.